So as a little bit of a reminder, don't forget to open up that last thing you were working on. A lot of you have been going just to open, but don't forget there's this open reset. Those are the last things that you've created. So in this case, the last thing I worked on last week was this thing about Kennedy. So you want to make sure that you guys kind of follow through with that. All right, so I'm going to work back here on this, and I might actually copy this, but there's a few of the things I want you to be aware of when we're working on eye color. So when I come into, oops, see, I even just did it. There we go. Let me just get on that real quick. I have eye brushes. There we go. Eye brushes that you guys are going to need to sort of demystify a little bit. So you can see that, again, there's a bunch of different things utilized on here. And I want you to be familiar with that. I want you to understand how to do each one. So I'm going to turn all these guys off. And I'm going to go back here. I'm going to Control-J that just to make sure I've got a copy. And I'm going to start off with blank layers. Control-J is not a blank layer. Control-J copies the layer that you're on, or if you have something selected. For example, if I had this selection and I press Control-J, it would copy just, if you look, it would copy just that selection to the next layer. So be familiar with that so that you understand what Control-J does. If you just want a plain old blank layer, right down here, there's looks like a little Post-it note with a bottom corner folded up right next to the garbage can. You can create a new layer right there very easily. You'll see it's going to come in. First thing I like to do is I like to double-click on it and rename it. So I might go with piercing, and I'll start there. So as I'm going into piercings, I'm going to go back into my brushes. Again, make sure you're on the correct brush. There's this guy right here. He's a history brush. Not going to work. There's also a mixture brush, that little paint drop right there. Again, not going to work out. You want the straight up brush. Reminder to load your brushes. See my previous video on that for those of you that might need a little refresher. Also for getting larger thumbnails so you can actually see what your brushes do. Nice and helpful. I know mine are loaded close to the bottom for those. So what I want to do is I want to have a color. I have my brush now. Again, I'm either going to select this to get that brush to go back up, or click up here in sort of that dark area. I don't want to click anywhere on my artboard. It will make a mark. Okay? So I need this foreground color to be something that is going to go well with that. So in this case, I'm going to go back to my default, and I'm just going to say black. I also, obviously if I wanted to pierce her entire face, that would be a good size. I'm going to need to change the size of that brush. I'm going to zoom in a little bit, and I'm going to use my bracket keys. I went around last week. Left bracket to make it smaller, right bracket to make it bigger. Okay? I can come in and I can also go to my brush top, or I can rotate it right here, and I can change the angle and just kind of go from there. I can also change my smash, my little bit of smash for a little perspective, or put it back to full if it's straight on. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and change that a little bit more. I'm going to take a look at it and kind of position it now. The other thing would be, if it's just a wrong angle of brush, like that just feels wrong right there, if it's a wrong angle of brush, you can also come in here, that's my brush top, Windows, and brush, just so you know where to get it from. I can change and I can flip it on my X and Y axis, so I can get a different, so here it is, with the circles on the right. If I flip it on the X axis, my circles are upward. If I flip it on the Y-axis, they are in the opposite. So keep that in mind if that's helpful, okay? So I might come over here, maybe I'll make it a tiny bit smaller, and I'll click one time. And that's a single time. Now, there might be some occasions where clicking twice is actually really helpful, because then you're going to get that, all right? Now, there's another occasion, again, notice I didn't move it though, I just went click, click, right there, and I get a darker print of it. I'm going to go back in history because that's back 2 steps. This case, I might flip to my white first. Go one time, and then press the X key. Look at my lower left-hand corner. You'll see my foreground and background color are flipping. And I'm going to put that black color on top now without even moving my mouse. That was just the X on my keyboard. And click one time. And then you might get a little bit of a difference. I know it's a little pixelated on here because I'm really zoomed in on a bad resolution. Instead of just clicking twice, where it's a little bit darker, but that little undercurrent is black. Okay? So again, there's a lot of possibilities. Let's say you want to put some color into there. You could come in and let's say I'm going to go piercing color under. That'll help me remember what the heck that's all about. I might actually come in with a brush, go to a regular round brush, make it about the same color. This case, I want the hardness level to be all the way up. Let's say I want to put red in the background underneath it. I'm going to click one time, and I'm going to click one time. That's how I can add color. Now, again, I did it on a separate layer under my piercing because I wanted, just like a sandwich, again, this might be my Swiss cheese, this might be my mayo. This is over the top of it. So it's important that you realize if I have this on top, that's what I would see, because that's the thing that's on the top the most. So you want to layer very carefully to make sure that you're getting things where they want to be. Okay? So that's that. I'm going to go back to my piercings layer. Instead of piercing her side of her eye, I'm going to go to my eraser. You can hover over the top if you get my eraser tool. I'm going to click on it, make it smaller just with the bracket piece, and I can get rid of that. So that stuff, let's say I'm done right now. That's done. That's beautiful. It's exactly what I want. Now, let's say I'm going to my eye color. Eye color is kind of fun. Actually, eyeshadow is what I mean. Eyeshadow color. If I zoom in, I want to get closer to the eyes. I'm going to go to my brushes, and I'm going to go to my eyeshadow brushes. I'm going to scroll down. Again, mine are up a little higher. I loaded them a while ago. Yours should be much newer and much easier to find. There's my lashes. I have a lot of, there's my eye. Okay. So there's the left, there's the right. 683, I'm going to pick, there's my left eye, and there's my right eye. When I come into here, I am going to need to bring that size down. I'm using my bracket piece. Notice it doesn't fit the eye. So if I click right now, I would have it off the eye completely, which would not be a good finish. In this case, I need to make it a little bit smaller. And I'm also going to angle it. Even if I do it there, I'm still missing a part of it. I'm going to go ahead and angle that a little bit. Too much. Just a tad bit less. That's probably it right there. So I'm going to go ahead and angle that. Make one smaller. And I'm going to go ahead and drop that in. Now, when you're looking at it right now, it looks pretty ridiculous. Unless you really like that vivid look, you might not want to have that. You might not want to have it quite that vivid. That's how I'm going to show you a few tips. First of all, you can reduce your opacity. That's how see-through something is. I can just turn that down. That may not do it. I'm going to put that back up, and I want to show you one other area, and that is this guy where it says normal. These are called layer blend modes, and they're really, really important because these are going to allow you to try different things. First of all, I click on the first one. Okay? I just click on dissolve automatically. It's going to look awful. Okay? But what you'll notice is that this is surrounded in blue. I've activated it so that now I can actually use my down arrows on the keyboard, and instead of doing it on the screen, I can actually watch the screen and just press the down arrows. You'll see that this is changing. Down, there's linear burn. There's darker color. There's lighten. There's screen. And you'll see each one has a different effect. Like this one actually is pretty cool. That one's called overlay. That works on this model with this color, but it won't work with every single color. That's what's pretty important for you guys to realize, is that you have to make sure that it's something that's going to work on this model. So there's soft light. Let's say I go with soft light. I'm going to go ahead and just click off of it. That's good to go. And I continue on my way. I'll probably go to my other side. I can do that on another layer, or I can just do it the same way. And make it smaller. You'll see that that one I will also put on, oops, sorry, I clicked off of the layer, be back on the eyeshadow layer. and you'll see that that color is now deposited. Okay? Now, I want my lashes above my eyeshadow. So to do that, I'm going to need to make another blank layer, and I have to make sure that it's above my other layer. So this would be my lashes. Same thing goes for lashes, ladies and gents. You're going to go in, and you're going to go ahead and probably go towards a darker color, though you have other options, of course. Stroke your eyelash brushes, and realize you do have a bunch of them. So let's say I pick 728. Again, this is a pretty low resolution picture. If I clicked right now, it would be off of her lash line. This would not be a good fit for her. So I'm going to go ahead to my brush cup, rotate it a little bit, make sure that I'm in a good place with it. I might make it a tiny bit smaller. And there are her lashes, which are pretty amazing. I would love to have those. Okay? There are lower lashes as well. If you look in there, you'll find some upper and lower. And again, I would repeat that process over here, but please make sure that you give her the correct lashes on the correct side. Like right now, she would have lashes that are way too thick on the inside corner. You need to make sure you get its mate, its right-hand side. There's the left hand, which has more lashes on the left side. The right hand has more lashes on the right side. Again, same thing goes. Make it smaller. If I need to angle it, I will angle it, and that's right there. All right? Now, I got two lashes, I got two eyeshadow, I got the piercing. The last thing that we're going to do is we're going to talk about eye color. And to change the eye color, I'm going to call this iris. The iris is the colored part of the eye. Those are located inside of that same folder that I introduced last week. And let's see if mine are here. I don't know if I downloaded them, so I will show you again. Load your brushes. You're going to the P drive, and you will find one called eye color. You want the eye brushes. Okay? So if you scroll to the bottom, you'll see them. And you're going to go ahead and pretty much begin working. Again, change that iris color to whatever you need it to be and the size to what you need it to be. That's probably good right there. And you're going to notice that something's going to be a little bit off. Let's say I go to orange. All right, I'm going to click one time. That's what I get. Actually make it a tiny bit bigger. And go to 27, though yours, depending on your picture size, is going to be much different. I might click twice. That might be pretty cool, but you're saying, oh, that looks awful. Go to an eraser. At that stage, you just simply go to the eraser, erase the stuff above there. But again, don't erase too much. I might have erased a little bit too much up there. But you get the picture. So that's the outer rim. You could then do something a little different on the inside. Let's say you really wanted to do something kind of wild and wacky looking. Maybe you want to put some white in there. That was 2 clicks. So it's not really showing up too much. Let's try an oddball color. Why are we not showing up too much? Alright, so at this stage then we wonder what is going on. I am on my eraser. That's what's going on. So I can erase till the cows come home, but nothing's going to change. Okay, there we go. Now it makes more sense. Again, I might put some of that purple in there. And again, go back to my eraser with my regular brush and get rid of the extra in there. Alright, so again, you've got a lot of options, but you have to make sure you put them on your blank layers. And you have to make sure that you manipulate them and rename them as you go, not later when you're trying to figure out what is what.